So I want to talk to you about reality and fiction and how you are being misled every single day of your life because this is a national sport now in America. And Donald Trump and the tariffs is a perfect example. Most people's eyes glaze over when they hear tariffs. They don't know what tariffs are. And they don't want to hear about tariffs. What? It's basically, look, you want to sell an American car in Germany, okay? You send the car over to Germany, the US manufacturer, Ford, Chevy. You got to pay the German government to let the car in. That's a tariff, and vice versa. So Germany sends Knockwurst, the United States, or Mercedes, they have to pay the USA tariff. Trump says that the tariffs are hosing us because the countries, including Mexico, Canada, China, EU, don't accept. They have a quota on how much American product can go in. Canada is a big one on that. And they justify, say, oh, we can't take American stuff because then our economy goes down the drain. Trump goes, no, you got to take more, or we're slapping a big tariff on you when you send cheese to the USA, Canada, or maple syrup, or whatever they say. That's what this is all about. So Trump slaps 25 on Mexico. That's already paused because the Mexicans caved. It'll be caused on Canada. Will do the same thing. Might even happen, because I'm taping this in a little bit in advance. China, they'll work out a bigger deal. China be the toughest one. EU, they'll get a better deal. So the goal is to have more money coming into the United States by A, the tariffs, and B, selling us stuff abroad, because that money comes back. All right, that's what Trump wants. He thinks that if he can get all those deals in place, the U.S. economy will surge. Makes sense? Are you with me so far? Okay. So he slaps on these onerous tariffs, and the press goes nuts. There are two types of reporting. One are the NBCs of the world, CNN, trying to get a little bit more, but failing. They hate Trump. Whatever Trump does bad, evil, terrible, nothing that he does, nothing is going to be good. And if you listen to them, then you're wasting your time and you're a moron. I'm sorry, I hate to be blunt, but this is true. The second reportage are people who just disagree with Trump, like the Wall Street Journal. So the Wall Street Journal, I read every day. Their news pages are liberal, but not crazy liberal. They're liberal, but the editorial page leans conservative, traditional. They don't like the tariffs. They're free traders, the Wall Street Journal. Okay. But the Wall Street Journal's got to admit that we are not getting great deals in our international trade. You have to, because that's a fact. But they don't want a disruption. The Wall Street Journal doesn't want an economic disruption at all. They don't like this. They think it's bullying and bad for the economy in the long run. They would much rather have open free trade, but the other countries, they're not really being fair. But the Wall Street Journal are willing to overlook that. I don't know why. For me, I like a fair deal. Okay, but the Wall Street Journal is not in business to ruin Trump. Know what they do? They just disagree with him on this issue. Now, Trump take a big chance because Biden did nothing for 4 years. Nothing. All he did was cause problems and failed to solve them when they got out of control, like inflation and the border. So it was ridiculous. Every country on earth knew they could take advantage of the United States, and Biden was going to do zero. Biden was so bad that even though he knew that Iran was funding terrorism, Hamas, that horrible October 7th, he allowed money to flow into Iran, to the mullahs, by unfreezing their bank accounts that were frozen because of sanctions. Biden allowed that. That's just insanely irresponsible, horrible. And that's why Biden's the second worst president ever. If you want to know the first one, you read Confronting the Presidents, and it's all there for you. Anyway, Trump is trying to obliterate everything Biden did, everything. There isn't anything that Biden did that Trump is going to keep. But there's hysteria now on the left. How many, if you watched the news over the weekend, because the fires have died down in LA, so I don't have that to go to anymore. It's just, oh my God, prices of this, prices of that, prices everywhere, they're going to go up, and we're, oh, blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe. And if it happens, Trump's approval rating is going to go down into the 30s. And his whole administration is going to wobble if that happens. If inflation ignites and you're paying more at the grocery store and at the gas pump, Trump is gambling with his legacy. Keep that in mind. And his legacy is very important to him. So he thinks he's going to win. Now, he's already won in Mexico. They already said, no tariffs. We'll put 10,000 troops on the border and stop all the migrants and a lot of the drugs. Well, why didn't they do that a month ago? Why didn't they do that in last October? Why? Because Biden didn't care. Now Trump says, you better put those troops on the border or you're going to pay 25%, and that'll break the Mexican economy. This is simple. Simple. So the venal, corrupt government in Mexico City goes, oh, we surrender. Panama. They're firing the two companies out of China that basically administrate the canal and have since 1997. Trump's going, what? Can't have Chinese companies in charge of the Panama Canal. Well, that took Rubio, the new Secretary of State, about 30 seconds for the Panamanian president to go, oh, no, we'll fire him. Well, why didn't you fire him 3 months ago? See? And Panama is going to drop the prices it charges U.S. shipping. Excuse me. Anyway, I think Trump is a little incautious here. He should just slow it down a little. But I see what he's doing, and I do not object to it. I think he's going to win. I could be wrong. If he doesn't win, he's going to get it right between the eyes. Because the American public, almost 80 million voted for him. But out of those 80 million, maybe 40 are devoted to him. The other 40 are going, we got to get out of this Democratic Party. This is insane. So Trump got their votes. The MAGA people, the real, whatever Trump does is good. Okay, that's about 40, 35 million. So there's a big crew that wants performance. They want life in America to get better. And that's the tightrope that President Trump is walking. Final thing. When I talked with the president extensively, 3 hours a month ago, I went over Panama, Greenland, Putin, you name it, with him. And I got to tell you, what his vision is pretty strong. Now, there were a few times where I made fun of him. I suggested him, look, send me to Panama. I'll get the deal in 48 hours. Rubio got it in 20 minutes, okay? But I said, look, if you don't want to get Rubio involved because he wasn't confirmed yet, because Trump wasn't president yet, I'll go. I'll get it for you. It wasn't hard to get. I mean, the Panamanians don't want a trade war with the USA. They don't want that. It's bankrupt them. They'll lose. And when we talked about Ukraine, there were a lot of things that we talked about. But essentially, and I reported this on my website, BillO'Reilly.com, his vision aligned with mine. You got to be tough. Biden was as weak as you could possibly be. And this is not an ideological statement backed up by fact. I mean, we had Warren Harding in there. I don't even think Biden knew from day to day what was happening. And he couldn't remember. And Trump comes in as a strong man. All right? So that's where we are in history. 6 months from now, I can report back to you whether this whole tough guy tariff thing is a success or not. It'll take 3 to 6 months for it to sort out. Thank you for listening to the Bill O'Reilly YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed it. You want to get to me? It's bill@billoreilly.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. See you soon. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.